among the youth. Nabanja made the call while closing a two-day training on deepening ideological orientation and national guidance for local government leaders from across the Bunyoro sub-region held in Kakumiro Town Council.
Over 300 local government leaders across Bunyoro sub-region converged in Kakumiro Town Council for a two-day training to deepen their understanding on the principles and the ideology of the NRM government. The training, organized by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, was closed by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja.
When you talk about ideology, of course, those two principal pillars are key drivers of achieving our ideology that is going to steer the country to the desirable position where everybody will be in the money economy. We want to thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for sparing time to come and preside over this very important ideological gathering.
Omuntu oweka abeera waka omusajja yagadde ekintu kino mumutere omungalo. You don't say I have no time with you, but she said I have to stay from the beginning to the end. Thank you, Mama.
Nabanja tasked the leaders in the Bunyoro sub-region to come up with an ordinance to curtail alcoholism among the young people.
You can close your eyes and go to your village. For me, let me go to Kamusene. Now in Kamusene, as I speak now, some of my people are already blank. I look at them, they are there in that Kabbalah. It is not only here, across the region. What should we do? Some counties, these are the policymakers who are near. The district, we need to come up with ordinances, members, to curtail some habits that our people have adopted. Kwefora bamaani sawa zino banyweira kandi bali kubi. Who is to blame? Is it the parents? Is it government?
She also warned leaders against embezzlement of PDM funds meant for the poor people in Bunyoro.
They are giving someone 1 million, one takes 500. And yet these villagers are supposed to turn the money. How do you expect somebody really to break even? After our leaders have not, by the way, some of you are not bothered. But if somebody has extorted, the president is directing that if somebody has been caught red-handed stealing, DPC, you are not supposed to give police bond. Direct to prison, Chamsenge. And we are supposed to refund that money. Are we together? Members, the earlier we help our villagers, our people, the better.
She encouraged the leaders to accept open criticism and join hands in the fight against corruption.
When we are saying the district of Kakumiro should stop, should stop the leaders of Kakumiro district, should stop, including myself, asking for bribes from vulnerable people who are looking for jobs. Please stop.
She rallied the people of Bunyoro to appreciate the president and the NRM government for the infrastructure projects that have transformed the region.
Our region has over-benefited when it comes to social services. Bunyoro has the best Tamaka roads in this country. Bunyoro, I want you to join me to thank the president for Kagarega International Airport.
Local governments have been urged to strengthen property rate administration to improve local revenue collection and service delivery. Take a look.
Speaking during the local revenue conference on property rate administration and management at Hotel Africana in Kampala, officials noted that property rates remain one of the most underutilized sources of local revenue, despite being provided for under the Local Government Rating Act.
The Local Government Finance Commission invited 22 local governments. Those that were not performing in a sterling manner to come and share with us what is the problem with regard to property rates. Property rates which are sanctioned by law are supposed to be levied by every local government in its jurisdiction.
The conference had that although more than 60 local governments have completed property violation exercises with support from the Local Government Finance Commission, many are yet to approve violation lists limiting revenue collection.
My call is to all the local governments that we have an opportunity for those that have submitted their requests for approval to the Office of the Minister of Local Governments. So we only have 2 days. That will be Monday and Tuesday to have them approved. So please, you can let us know, let the Local Government Finance Commission know, let the associations know that your submissions were made, and then we can follow up with the Minister to ensure that these are approved.
Concerns were also raised over the failure to collect contribution of property rates from government-owned properties.
The collections as far as property rates have been stagnated a bit. We've not been able to collect, but with this session we've learnt a lot, and this one involves how we are to follow the processes, the legal framework, and majorly how we are able to sensitize the communities.
So people are already complying. Our district council approved a rate of 3%, and most taxpayers are willing to pay that property rate. Come July, we shall continue correcting and billing and correcting the property rates.
Participants recommended fast-tracking amendments to the Rating Act, approving valuation lists, improving tax administration, increasing public awareness, and strengthening political and technical support to boost compliance and enhance local service delivery.
In other news, a long-running land dispute in Nache Sanja has taken a new turn after intervention by the Senior Presidential Assistant for Special Duties, Fiona Barunji, aimed at enforcing a High Court ruling over the contested property in Wakiso District. The dispute involving the families of the late Isaac Mayambala and late Lekoboam Muchiwi has persisted for years, drawing renewed attention following the latest government-backed enforcement action on the ground. The disputed land, located on Block 107, Plot 27, Nache Sanja, is at the center of a bitter conflict between two families, those of the late Lekoboam Muchiwi and the late Isaac Mayambala. Members of the Muchiwi family, led by Eva Namakula Afswa, told officials they repeatedly failed to take possession of their court-awarded portion despite a High Court judgment in their favor.
N'alagira nti baweebwe acres 4 ez'ettaka. Then acres 8 zidde ku ludda lwa plaintiffs. Okusalako eka 4 kyakolebwa, abasaveya baaleetebwa wano ne basalako acres 4, naye ekyasigalira kwe kuziyiza abafamile eya Lekoboam Muchiwi okupozesinga oba okufuna obwannannyini ku acres 8.
It's a lady called Namakula Eva who reported the matter in my office, and it was only to implement a court order.
The Mayambala family, represented by Dr. George William Sempala Chiwanuka Mayambala, was asked to present documentation supporting their claim, but was unable to do so, raising further questions during the mediation meeting chaired by Senior Presidential Assistant for Special Duties, Fiona Barunji.
I don't come here as a guest of honor to come and listen to all the stories and everything rotating around the Biafra. Chibi Yokoboam, Ojimanyiko, because the government, ya Minister of Land, ya Jimpade. Iraganti etakalia Yokoboam Muchiwi. Kumubawa abali awo inago manyimu. Aba abali awo.
Bano tebampa wabirangako.
Mzee, erinnya lyo bamuyitani. Tomumanyi? Sebo bakuyitani?
Mukibi Moses.
Gwe bakuyitani nya? Namakula Eva. Bw'obanga Eva Namakula tomumanyi, gwe mukoti wali ogira nani? The documents, this gentleman did not have anything that gives him a genuine claim. He had a lot of documents in his hands where he kept reading his own things, but he wasn't giving me anything, which shows that this judgment that was passed genuinely, and it is really giving the lady Namakula Eva justice. Even the documents that I have myself from Ministry of Lands show that the land is for Eva Namakula and others.
Police officers at the meeting then read the High Court ruling, which confirmed that the Mayambala family was awarded 4 acres, including the family home and graves, while the Muchibi family was granted 8 acres of the disputed land.
The land for implementation of the same court order as it was addressed to Arneitwe Robert Bailiff, police wa court Davis, and 2 others versus Dr. William Sempera Chiwanuka and Administrator General to 4 acres from 12 acres of land on Block 107, Plot 27 at Nache Sanja, Wakiso District.
Following the clarification, Barunji directed security agencies, including the resident city commissioner for Nansana and police, to ensure peaceful enforcement of the judgment and protect all parties involved.
We decided to implement this court order because it has taken long. This man appealed, he says, allegedly says he appealed, but he didn't have any injunction that was setting aside the court order that was passed in the favors of Eva Namakula.
However, tensions flared as members of the Mayambala family, including Rita Chizito, rejected the ruling's implementation, insisting they would not comply.
Perfect. That's what I want you to tell her. Naye nkwebaza webalo kumira abantu bano wano nosigala nabo nkwebaza riso giso. Aha. Gendo weyo report ewa mukamawo. Era kati bwe narabye nga bali mukunsumbu ababbi b'amataka bandoope wa mzee. Mzee olusinantabukira musajja watu nga bali nje banimbiridde. Nagambye kantandika okukola ne office ya DG, Director General wa ISO, musajja muntu mulamu mumanyi. Aha. Katugendo weyo report. Ogambe mi have implemented the court order, ono mzee alioka alete bakifeesi wano wenkomawo.
The meeting ended in disagreement, with authorities now expected to enforce the court ruling amid rising tensions in Nache Sanja. The newly appointed Acting Minister for Education and Sports, Dr. Jesse Muyingo, has praised President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for once again entrusting him with a leadership role in the Education Ministry. Speaking at the first graduation ceremony of Bamunanika Vocational Training Institute in Mulaje, Luwero District, Dr. Muyingo presided over the graduation of 318 students who received certificates and diplomas in various vocational disciplines. We have a report.
The first ever graduation ceremony of Bamunanika Vocational Training Institute in Luwero District has been held in a colorful event that began with a holy mass led by the assistant parish priest of Mulaje Parish, Reverend Father Ambrose Gombia, assisted by several priests.
Strive for positive transformation are effectively important for the positive transformation. I add on that word positive because not every transformation is relevant. Okay.
The graduation ceremony was presided over by the Acting Minister for Education and Sports, Dr. Jesse Muyingo, under the theme Skilling for Self-Reliance and National Transformation. A total of 318 graduates received certificates and diplomas for the academic years 2023-2024 and 2024-2025. Speaking at the ceremony, Dr. Muyingo thanked President Yoweri Museveni for reappointing him to the Ministry of Education and Sports in the new cabinet, saying he was ready to continue serving the country and improving the education sector.
Let us continue to embrace skills training and encourage as many people as possible to acquire skills for better livelihood. Our government, the NRM government, is still very committed to skill Ugandans, particularly the younger people, by establishing a technical school in every constituency in the country, starting of course with one per district.
Dr. Muyingo reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening vocational training, vocational education through the Skilling Uganda program, saying it aimed at equipping especially young people with practical skills that enable them to create employment and improve their livelihoods. The principal of Bamunanika Vocational Training Institute, Ronald Muwambo, said the institution was established in 2021 by the government of Uganda in partnership with the Catholic Church to provide vocational skills that contribute to poverty reduction and socio-economic transformation. He commended Dr. Muyingo for his role in establishing the institute, but noted that it still faces several challenges, including inadequate training equipment, limited transport, and other logistical constraints.
This institute was established in 2014 on a Catholic foundation. It started operating in 2021 with a vision of providing quality technical and vocational education training to equip young and adults with professional practical knowledge, employable skills, innovations, and entrepreneurship to sustain livelihood, and the confidence needed to succeed in the modern workforce.
The chairperson of the Institute's board, Dr. Robert Chiyini, and the parish priest of Mulaje Parish, Reverend Father Gerald Wamala, emphasized the importance of vocational education in empowering young people and driving community development.
If you want to destroy yourself, you go back to your village and work in isolation. That will be disaster for you. Work as a team. For example, if one of you gets a chance to build a school or a structure, one will help you do plumbing, the other one will do electrical installations, and so on.
Uganda has strengthened its position as a regional leader in public health emergency response following the launch of the Continental Incident Management Support Team for the Bundibujo Ebola virus disease outbreak. The Joint Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and World Health Organization Africa Regional Office Coordination Center was officially launched by the Minister of Health, Dr. Chris Bariomonsi, at the Infectious Diseases Institute at Makerere University. Take a look.
Uganda has become a home to Africa's newest continental command center for coordinated Ebola response, following the official operationalization of the Joint Africa's CDC and World Health Organization Africa Regional Office Continental Incident Management Support Team. The facility, based at Infectious Disease Institute at Makerere University, will coordinate surveillance, laboratory services, logistics, infections prevention, community engagement, and emergency response for the ongoing Bundibujo Ebola outbreak.
Have here at the IDI Makeno Center at Makerere is a center called the Incident Management Support Team for the Bundibujo virus disease response. This is the very first time the African continent is taking African leadership of a response to an infectious disease. So we have a command center manned by the Africa CDC and the World Health Organization, but housed here. So we've created a facility where the teams can get their work done. Work for coordination, oversight, and response.
I hereby declare that the Continental Incident Management Support Team, IMST, for Bundibujo virus disease is officially launched.
The launch brought together officials from Africa Center for Disease Control, the World Health Organization, African Union, United Nations agencies, researchers, development partners, and government leaders committed to strengthening African preparedness against disease outbreaks.
We are very happy and encouraged by the partnership. And actually this event is speaking to a stronger partnership to manage and contain these diseases, specifically in this case, Ebola. So we want to urge that we continue to strengthen this coordination, this partnership.
Dr. Chris Baryomonsi described the launch as more than an opening of an office, saying it marks another milestone in building African capacity to prepare for and respond to public health emergencies through coordinated leadership and partnership.
These achievements demonstrate that the IMST is not simply a coordination mechanism. It is an operational platform that transforms solidarity into concrete action.
Our goal is to make their work faster, safer, and better supported. We must turn coordination into action. Alert investigated, contact followed, samples transported, laboratories functional, patients cared for.
Officials believe the new Continental Coordination Center will strengthen information sharing, improve decision making, and enhance rapid deployment of resources during future health emergencies. Joseph Bure, UBC.
Still relatedly, Uganda's health sector could strengthen its evidence-based planning by drawing lessons from India's latest National Family Health Survey. India's High Commissioner to Uganda, Upenda Singh Rawat, says the survey provides critical data that can guide governments in improving maternal and child health, nutrition and disease prevention through more informed policy making.
Recently, India unveiled the findings from the 6th edition of the National Family Health Survey, conducted between 2023 and 2024 by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The nationwide survey provides comprehensive data on health indicators, including maternal and child health, nutrition, fertility, immunization, non-communicable diseases, and overall family welfare. The report is expected to guide health policies and improve service delivery across India. Speaking in Kampala, the High Commissioner of India to Uganda, Upenda Singh Rawat, said the survey demonstrates the importance of reliable health data in shaping effective public health interventions and strengthening national health systems.
So National Family Health Survey, NFHS, is one of India's most important public health and social data systems. It helps us understand national averages as well as differences across states, districts, rural and urban areas, gender, wealth, groups and social categories. So in that sense, NFHS is a governance tool. It informs policy, enables course correction and helps track progress towards universal health coverage and sustainable development goals.
Rawat noted that Uganda can draw valuable lessons from India's experiences by investing in regular nationwide health surveys to generate accurate data for evidence-based planning, resource allocation, and policy formulation.
NFHS 6 is an example of how a large developing country uses household-level evidence to guide public policy. And Uganda has a comparable survey tradition through its UDHS. So the shared issue here is how to turn this survey evidence into program design, resource allocation and last mile delivery. While Uganda and India are at a different level of the development and also at a different level of demographic progress.
There in every village. So they are the primary data collectors or eyes of the government in the health system.
Amaiva Njuko and Stephen Kalisia for UBC.
Now, the Member of Parliament for Kashari South in Barara District, Honorable Captain Jebi Tumusime Bamuturaki, has commended government for introducing the 1 billion shilling per district initiative aimed at improving road infrastructure and enhancing access to markets for farmers and traders. He made the remarks while officiating at the commissioning of the Nyampiche Butorozia Ruhunga 3.5-kilometer road in Buiziwera Rutoma Town Council, a project valued at over 45 million Uganda shillings. The MP urged both technical and political leaders to work together, warning against corruption and bribery in public offices, saying teamwork is key to service delivery. Now, the resident district commissioner, Nuagira Nicholas, reaffirmed government commitment under President Museveni to improve road networks, while the district engineer highlighted challenges of encroachment during construction.
Planted his coffee. He has worked on his matoke. He wants to transport his produce. How is he going to access market when there are no roads? So I thank government to have come up with the idea of 1 billion per district, so that there is easy access. There is a motorable way of delivering the products to the market. So this is why we are here commissioning these roads. So that's why I want to thank the central government.
This road you're seeing is called Nyampiche Ruhunga Road, 3.5 kilometers, which we are commissioning today. We worked on as we had planned. We've installed culverts, gravelled, expanded it, graded and shaped it as we had planned, and it is complete. So we've commissioned it today. So I appeal the community to use it appropriately, and I call upon town council leadership to maintain it, because it is a town council road, though we used district funds to open it or to overhaul it. So I call upon the public to use it appropriately for development purposes, not just ignoring it or using it for unnecessary things.
The Walimu Cooperative Union has elected a new board of directors in a fresh bid to restore confidence and strengthen teachers' economic empowerment after months of leadership disputes. The election follows a court ruling that declared the previous leadership illegitimate, prompting the Register of Cooperative Societies to oversee a new electoral process.
Walimu Sacco Union Limited, the apex body for the teachers' circles in Uganda, has elected a new board and supervisory committee during its annual general meeting as it moves to recover billions in non-performing loans and revive dormant circles. The AGM brought together delegates from 39 of the 385 registered teacher circles countrywide to elect new leadership. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Elected to the board were Olinga Stephen as the chairperson, Tenywa Charles as the vice chairperson, Lake Dolly, treasurer, Nangolo Martin and Nabende Peter as board members.
I, Olinga, swear in the name of the Almighty God, I shall at all times serve members of Walimu Cooperative Union, so help me God.
For the supervisory committee, also known as SUPCO, Rashid Obali was elected the chairperson, while Akelo Esther and Benon Kanyonyi are the new members. Outgoing board chairperson Nabende Stephen said the union registered democratic leadership transitions under his stewardship and urged the new leaders to embrace teamwork and accountability.
To be a chairperson of Walimu, you must be very strong. You must be very strong. Delegates understand this. You should be ready every morning before you go to work to visit his office. In the morning, in the afternoon, you go to Chibuli CID headquarters. And in lunch, you go to IG's place.
The Ministry of Education and Sports says teachers' mindsets and financial literacy remain key bottlenecks to their development.
It is very disappointing to hear that a teacher has thrown away a card because it has run. But I want to think that the teachers here today are not in that category.
The Commissioner for Cooperative Development, Robert Bario Barije, who presided over the election, tasked the new leaders to enforce compliance and revival of inactive SACCOs.
So you need to revive the many dormant SACCOs. And if they are completely dormant, if they cannot be revived, clean up, remove them from your what? From your register. And if possible, we can give you support. You recruit new ones. You form new ones, isn't it? Yes.
According to the General Manager of Walimu Cooperative Union Limited, Akia Caroline Atai, 185 of the 385 teacher SACCOs benefited from the presidential funds but failed to repay and have since gone dormant.
The non-performing loans emanate from the primary societies. During the formation of Walimu, money was given to the primary societies who are districts, but the recovery mode was voluntary, and being a big union which has 384 members, recovery became a challenge, and this cut across all the societies. Now that we have digitalized the process whereby deductions will be done at source, we are sure we are going to recover that money together with the board.
As of this June, the union's loan portfolio stands at 27 billion shillings, with 11 billion shillings non-performing. The new board chairperson pledged to investigate all existing SACCOs, push for their rejuvenation, and grow Walimu Cooperative Union Limited into a fully-fledged bank.
We are going actually to verify the data. Like I've told you, we are going to verify the data from district to district, from SACCO to SACCO, and these teachers who took this money, we shall engage the human resource officer so that this money is recovered at ease while the teacher is in a class delivering the service to our learners.
Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Dorcas, for that report. Now, President Museveni has welcomed plans by Qatari investors to partner with Uganda in food processing, energy, logistics and manufacturing. The President met the delegation from Al Mansur Holding at State House in Entebbe. The team was led by Mr. Omar bin Hinati, Chief of Staff for Sheikh Mansur bin Jabor bin Jassim Al Thani, the Chairman of Al Mansur Holding in Qatar. Now, President Museveni said Uganda is ready for partnerships that turn Africa's raw materials into finished products. He said the country has strong potential in fruits, starch production, coffee processing and pharmaceuticals. The President noted that Uganda has the raw materials, skilled manpower and utilities needed for industrial growth, but requires investment capital to move faster. He cited Soroti Fruit Factory, a starch processing project in Palisa, coffee value addition and pharmaceutical manufacturing as possible areas for immediate cooperation. Now, the President said locally produced starch would support industries such as pharmaceuticals and reduce the cost of medicine instead of relying on imports from countries such as India and Turkey. He said Uganda's ties with the Arab world have grown over the years, from the days of Egypt's support to Africa's liberation struggles to stronger relations with Gulf states like Qatar. Now, the delegation included Matteo Scapucci, head of operations at Al Mansur Holding. Uganda Matters University and PG District Local Government have started an expo, Lambula Mpigi Touring Expo 2026, for the business community across Mpigi District. The Minister for Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Susan Nakauchi, says the Tourism Expo targets the tourism potential in Mpigi District and will mobilize the people into commercial farming.
For the country to shift its citizens to the money economy requires interventions at grassroots level using available resources. For government programs such as PDM Emyoga developing Uganda Equator at Kayawe, land at the equator has been utilized to attract tourists. Uganda Matters University at Nkozi has organized an Lambula Mpigi Touring Expo 2026 to engage with the community and the business fraternity. Minister for Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Susan Nakauchi, says the Tourism Expo explores the tourism potential in mobilizing Mpigi district into commercial farming.
Nabagambye kino kisanja kya buli munnayuganda kugaggawala. Ab'Empigi bo bagenda gaggawala ku mpaka oba ku kibooko oba Kkomera naye bayina okugaggawala. Katugenda batabaalamu tugenda teekawo emisomo ngeri emugiwulidde wano nga gisomesa abantu ngeri ki gye basobola okwejja mu bwavu. Ekizibu kye tulina nga bannayuganda twagala nnyo ssente ez'amangu.
Mwokota North Member of Parliament Anne Amelia Chambade said it was time to exploit the tourism potential in Mpigi district.
Programs zino eza tourism twali tuziwulira walala ne twerabira nti ate naffe tulina ebyobulambuzi mu Mpigi. Ekisooka Equator ensi yonna omuntu asikwata ennyonyi okuva mu America okujja okulaba Equator. Omuntu akwata ennyonyi okuva Greece oba yonna okujja okulaba Equator.
Uganda Matters University at Nkozi has trained the community in financial literacy and digital marketing techniques for their businesses.
Tujumbira nnyo naddala abali mu bibiina mu groups okutuyita ne twongera okubabangula mu nteekateeka za bizinensi zaabwe ez'enjawulo.
The district commercial officer Mpigi Kazibwe Ronald called for construction of sanitary facilities, improve road network to connect the tourism sites.
Assessment twasanga nti district whenever yakula ina ebintu bisatu birina okutambulirako. Ekisooka by'ebyobusuubuzi, ekyokubiri by'ebyobulambuzi, ekyokusatu bye agriculture ebyobulimi. Era mu midaala gyonna gye mulambudde mugenze okulaba abagattako omutindo bonna bagatta ku byabulimi.
Uganda Matters University Nkozi was the lead trainer for Lambula Mpigi Tourism Expo 2026. Amiona Francisco, UBC.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, enendungu ya kusabula. Mikono tu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
Introducing the all-new Roofings TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend services. Roofings, strength of a nation.
In a fast-moving world, why are we still stuck with paperwork? Signing here, stamping there, moving from office to office. It's exhausting. Now, there's a better way. With UGPass, you can securely prove your identity, sign documents, and access government services anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stress. Everything is instant, safe, secure, and government-backed. UGPass, your identity secured. Available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. UGPass is a product of NITA Uganda.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now News Tonight continues. A renowned South Sudanese academic has launched a book highlighting the critical link between environmental conservation and national development. The book, Environment and Development in South Sudan, authored by Professor Scopus Jibidima, was unveiled at Makerere University in Kampala, with speakers describing the publication as a timely contribution to sustainable development and environmental protection.
The writing process, Professor Scopus Jibidima remained committed to completing his work. With unwavering support from his family, the manuscript was finalized and published, demonstrating resilience and dedication to advancing knowledge on environmental conservation.
But God has been with us, and we've managed to finish this book. And here we are. You are with us, and we are launching it. What an amazing work of God.
The book highlights that sustainable development in South Sudan can only be achieved through the protection and responsible management of the country's natural resources. It emphasizes that preserving the environment is essential for economic growth, improved livelihoods, and long-term national stability.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Delivering the keynote address, Lokulenge Lole called for the appointment of qualified and competent professionals to key government institutions. He said putting the right people in the right positions would strengthen public institutions, improve environmental governance, and reduce corruption.
So this book asks us a number of questions. What kind of development respects? What kind of development respects both people and the land that they depend on? The book suggests the answers that address the crisis that South Sudan is facing.
The guest of honor, Reverend Eli Kajaminyo, encouraged people never to give up in the face of adversity. He said Professor Dima's determination to complete the book, despite his health challenges, is a powerful reminder that God can use anyone to make a positive impact on society.
Africa is to rid itself of this kind of thing. Rid itself of environmental degradation. We've got to embrace knowledge that's in books like this. We've got to get down to the grassroots. And influence may be from down. If people can see how they can easily produce food and feed their families, they will embrace it, and nobody will take it from them.
The launch was attended by the Ambassador of South Sudan to Uganda, Paul Malong Akaro, alongside academics, environmental experts, diplomats, students, and invited guests who commended the author for producing a publication they believe will contribute to environmental policy and sustainable development in South Sudan.
It is my hope that the book will be distributed widely, not only in South Sudan, but in the East African region, and also in universities.
That we will be able to get as many young people, reading this book, and also develop a culture of reading. And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, today we do not merely launch a book, we ignite a conversation that I would believe will outlive all of us. A conversation about healing land, healing people, and healing the bond between them.
As climate change and environmental degradation continue to threaten livelihoods across the region, the author hopes the book will inspire policymakers, schools, universities, researchers, and citizens to place environmental conservation at the center of development planning.
Now, speaking of books, the Saw community in Moroto district is calling on government to fund the publication of the long-awaited Saw language dictionary aimed at helping the younger generation learn to speak and write their mother tongue. The appeal comes amid growing concerns that many Tepeth people have increasingly adopted Ngakarimajong due to culture assimilation. The initiative to compile the dictionary was led by Makerere University School of Languages. Known as Tepeth, our majority community mainly found on Mount Moroto, Napak and around Idiri, and Kadam Mountain in Nakapiripiri district. They are believed to be among the original inhabitants of Moroto district before the arrival and settlement of other groups such as the Mathaniko, Pakot, and Turkana. Over time, intermarriages and migration led to the gradual assimilation of the Saw into neighboring communities, contributing to the decline of the Saw language, which is now considered endangered.
And the towards Turkana, Norland, most those ones who were towards the Turkana started also talking the language of the Turkana, but majorly the Karimojong on the Mathaniko side, many people, and then because of the intermarriages.
The Karamojong, here the Tepes speaking the different language, not the Karamojong. They say these are not our people, they kill.
Elder Arab Daniel Tiporotich recalls that in the 1980s, some elders were taken up the mountain for about 6 months to help preserve and teach the language.
The training, when you come back, you come to the home where you have a woman who is a Karapajong. You come home when you have a woman who is also a Mathaniko, a Pokot, maybe a Turkana. So you, the special Muse, the Muse who has been trained, you have not only the language that is coordinated in the ceremony. But
however, elders say the number of fluent speakers has continued to decline, with many of the remaining custodians of the language now aging. To preserve the language, Makerere University School of Languages has launched an initiative to compile a Saw dictionary aimed at teaching the younger generation. Elders have been actively involved, working in groups to verify grammar, pronunciation, and word meanings. The initiative, led by Professor Sestino Orikiriza, has already produced progress in developing the alphabet and structure of the Saw language.
We started going to communities. We have been to Kakingol, we have been to Tapach, we have been to Lea, we have been to Kodonyo, we have been to Napak, we have been to Morita, we have been to Lemusui in the capital district. And we have been progressing, slow but sure. And now we are at the stage of writing the dictionary.
So our aim is to save it from extinction. We don't want to lose it. It is like a baby. We want to record it, to write it down.
Help the future generations to be able to have the material to learn from. Words, sentences, some encyclopedic information like culture and history.
Elders have been actively involved, working in groups to verify grammar, pronunciation, and word meanings. The initiative, led by Professor Sestino Orikiriza, has already produced progress in developing the alphabet and structure of the Saw language.
When the new generation starts speaking their language, it's an important aspect as part of cultural development and communication of government programs.
However, elders cite political interference and financial constraints as major challenges to promoting and preserving the language. Community members have also established study centers in Tepeth County for those interested in learning the language.
We have one in Tapach, we have one in Lea, we have one in Kakingol. And they are doing very well.
Elder Mikhail Lote Lokawa is calling on government support to help publish the dictionary and safeguard the language for future generations.
The Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development should come in now. We have done what we could do. My president, Yoweri Museveni, who is my chairman of NRM, has always said, do something and you'll be supported.
The Soul community mainly occupies Katikekire and Tepach sub-counties in Moroto district within Tepeth County. Ugandans have been urged to embrace tree planting and take responsibility for nurturing trees in a bid to combat climate change and protect the environment. This appeal was made during a tree planting exercise at Chansanku Hill College School in PG district, where 15,000 tree seedlings were donated to promote environmental conservation and increase tree cover through a partnership between My Tree Initiative and Equity Bank Uganda.
With only a few days remaining to the end of the Environment Month, My Tree Initiative, in partnership with Equity Bank Uganda, has intensified efforts to promote environmental conservation and strengthen climate resilience. The partners conducted a tree planting exercise at Chansanku Hill College School in Mpigi district, where they donated 15,000 indigenous and fruit tree seedlings. The initiative aims to increase tree cover, encourage environmental stewardship among learners, and contribute to climate change mitigation through sustainable tree planting and conservation practices. The tree planting exercise forms part of Equity Bank Uganda's environmental sustainability agenda, aimed at combating climate change, whose effects continue to threaten ecosystems, agriculture, water resources and livelihoods across East Africa. Mahukuta North Member of Parliament Amelia Chambade, who officiated as the chief guest, emphasized the urgent need to restore forest cover through tree planting and other environmental conservation efforts.
The green economy now is the in thing. That is growing trees, growing food and all that, agriculture. So tree is a key factor. Most people take these trees for granted, but these trees are actually a livelihood to us, both socio-economic livelihood. First of all, they provide food, they provide shades.
Mrs. Chambade urged Ugandans to plant and nurture trees as a collective responsibility in conserving the environment.
So, and in the beginning, I was also of the opinion that trees are useless. But from the nurturing I got from them and the mentorship, I realized they're special.
The manager for energy, environment and climate change at the Equity Bank Uganda, Virginia Semakula, reaffirmed the bank's commitment to transforming communities through environmental sustainability initiatives.
Environment is a big agenda in the sustainability agenda of our institution. Why we take pride in it, we want to ensure that future generations will benefit from the initiatives that we do. Our resources are limited, so how do we use them sustainably? How do we use the sun to give us access to energy, access to clean energy? We are seeing what's happening around the world. We have floods, we have droughts, we have lots of challenges, environmental risks going on in everything that we do. And who's financing those? In social financial institutions.
My Tree Initiative is committed to advancing restoration efforts across the country through sustained tree planting campaigns and community engagement.
For the nature, the only way we have to do with it is planting trees. You know, one example that we just saw previously, if you witnessed on the news, what America went through at the wildfires. That is natural. How? Because of the damaging the ozone layer. Because when carbon dioxide is much into the atmosphere, these fire outbreaks are very instant, you know. So the only way to absorb that carbon dioxide that is trapped in the air is planting trees.
First, the good thing of planting trees, trees give us fresh air. Yeah, we can get fresh air from trees. Trees can help us to reduce soil erosion.
I'm grateful to Equity Bank and the tree planting initiative. These people came to me on a short notice and I had to permit them come to.
Amaiva Njuko, for UBC.
Now, across the 8 member states of IGAD, millions are forced from their homes by drought, famine and war. They leave behind livelihoods, communities and loved ones. But for some, the deepest loss is not a place, it is a person they may never see again. This is the story of Adam Raja, a parent of 3 who lost a son in conflict that erupted in Karai. Take a look.
2 years. I'm not to get any information about her. Where is her now? I stay here, and then they take me to Simbi Eden.
Every refugee carries a story. Adam Raja carries a question she has asked for 7 years. Where is my daughter?
Even I'm not getting information. I get once about her. But now I have now 2 years. I'm not to get any information about her. Where is her now?
Every morning, before the settlement comes alive, Adam Raja sits alone. Around her, life continues. Children laugh, women fetch water, families prepare for another day. Yet for Raja, one space remains empty.
But that one, I'm not get her up to now. I left her there.
One child is missing. One story remains unfinished. Raja is a 39-year-old Sudanese refugee living in Rhino refugee settlement in Terego district, northwestern Uganda. She arrived with fear. She arrived with hope. And she arrived carrying a wound no mother should bear.
I'm crying every day. Even when I'm coming, I hear. Now I have pressure even for that one because I'm thinking for my family and for my girl that I leave her there. So I have pressure.
Not knowing can be more painful than death itself. Death allows mourning, but uncertainty keeps grief alive.
But when I'm talking the story, I remember that thing. That is why I'm crying.
Every sunrise brings hope, and every sunset brings disappointment. Before she became a refugee, Raja lived in Kalai village in Sudanese Nuba Mountains. It was home, a place where her children played freely, a place where the future seemed certain. Then, war arrived.
Even they ban all the village. No one can stay there. We are running from here up to three hours. There is mountain there. We run up to that mountain.
In 2019, fighting intensified between Sudan government forces and SPLA. The entire communities were caught in the crossfire. Families ran, villages emptied, lives changed forever.
I lost my family there. I lost even my older brother also.
Amid the chaos, Adam tried to keep her children close. But war does not wait for families to stay together. It separates them in a matter of seconds and sometimes forever.
So they enter in our area and we are running. Me with my children.
That was the last time he saw her daughter. No phone call, no message, no grave, no goodbye, only silence and a mother's unanswered questions. Raja continued her journey with her remaining children. She crossed dangerous terrain. She crossed borders. She crossed into Uganda.
I came here and tell the chairman here and give me the place behind this one.
Like thousands of others fleeing violence, She was searching for safety, but safety did not erase the pain. The border protected her body. It could not heal her heart. For Raja, every unfamiliar face is a possibility. Every rumor is a lead. Every passing year makes recognition harder, yet she refuses to stop believing.
Up to now, she's in Lupa Mountain, I don't know. Even I'm not getting information. I get once about her.
Uganda is home to more than 2 million refugees. Many arrive carrying stories of unimaginable loss.
So, four ladies were all killed and the other one man was also killed. So I was the only one who remained under the stone.
Some lost parents, others lost spouses, some lost homes. Forager lost certainty. And certainty is difficult to replace.
You lost your husband, your family, your what, and this is the small family that you are going to make a new family because you are alone.
Despite the trauma, she has worked hard to rebuild her life. Psychosocial support programs have helped her cope. Livelihood projects have helped her survive. Community support has helped her heal. But there are wounds no program can fully mend, because every achievement is accompanied by one thought. Raja's story is personal, but it's not unique. Across refugee settlements in Uganda, thousands of families continue searching for missing loved ones. Children separated from parents, parents separated from children, families fractured by conflict. Yet, amidst the loss, resilience persists.
Before, when I used to tell the story about my baby, I used to cry. After I getting the counseling and guidance from there, that's why you're seeing no tear coming out from my eyes.
This is not my fault. It's my father's fault because he's the one refused to let us marry with that man.
Refugees continue to build businesses. They continue educating their children. They continue contributing to their host communities. They continue believing in tomorrow. Migration is often measured in numbers. 2 million refugees, thousands of border crossings, hundreds of settlements, but numbers never tell the whole story, because behind every statistics is a human being, a mother, a child, a family. For Raja, the war did not end when she crossed the border. It follows her every day, in every memory, in every prayer, in every dream. She escaped the bullets. She survived displacement. She built her life. Yet, one journey remains unfinished. The search for a daughter she cannot find. A daughter who may still be alive. A daughter who may never return. Until she knows the truth, there will always be an empty space. Not in her shelter, not in the settlement, but in her heart. Decent work gives refugees dignity, protection, keeps them safe. Shared prosperity means Uganda wins, and wins for IGAD member states. For years, migration meant paperwork, fear, delays at border checkpoints, while forced displacement meant camps and lost future. By signing the IGAD Free Movement Protocol Roadmap, Uganda leads the region in refugee hospitality.
We have also tried to attract partners who can look at other ways of the alternative ways of livelihoods and food production.
So we provide individualized therapy. We also provide pharmacology, especially those who are never able to recover well through talk therapy.
When IGAD member states govern jointly, borders become bridges, protection follows, and human mobility strengthens regional integration. Haruna Mutesasira, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of our second bulletin tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Maureen Babidie with my colleague Mohammed Mugalu on Sign Language. We bid you good night.